We live in a world today where talking to people, go outside and build conversations, build relationships, and just make ourselves social is a thing to do. And we live in a world where this is uncomfortable and where it takes, for many people, too much effort to do. Um, but there are studies too that say that it's actually healthy and it's necessary for a good and happy life to build good relationships, the people who are close to you, to build open and healthy relationships to them, and in general, good conversations, being open to people, that this is a healthy thing, not just for extrovert people, for introverts too. And there are studies that say even when introverts have good conversations, when they are social and it feels good, that it's a healthy thing for them too, and that they actually like it too. Um, I think we live in a world where so many people think that it's not necessary to go out into the world to show love, to show openness, and to go into conversations, make this a good thing. So for many people in their mindset, it's a uh, they are afraid of it, and it's a negative thing to go into conversations with people, to ask questions, to tell something about themselves. Um, but I think it's actually a very positive thing, and we should change, or we can change our mindset about this. I know the feeling of kind of staying in your comfort zone and staying in your comfortable zone where you don't need to ask people questions or go into conversations on your own. I know it feels more comfortable, but the comfortable feeling that you have when you had a great conversation, when someone told you their story, when you are able to tell your story, and when you had just a good emotional connection, this feeling of comfort is feels way healthier than the feeling of comfort you have when you just stay in your comfort zone and not go out into conversations and not show yourself and not to ask questions. So I always felt like when I had conversations with people and they kind of the conversations wasn't not that deep, and I felt like I don't want to speak to this person. I want my comfort back. I always felt like I can get something more out of this person or out of this conversation, this situation. And even to some people I am closer with, when I'm not opening myself up for 100%, or when I not ask certain questions I want to know from their feelings, from their insights, I always felt like that uh, I missed out on something, and there was something more I just didn't got. And it was true. It's always true that you can play the game of pulling the most of connection and emotional connection and information out of a conversation, out of a relationship with a person. And when you when your goal is, maybe when you go into a conversation, or just when you spend time with a friend or with a family member, when your goal is to get as most out of this as possible, as most emotion, information, connection, I think that's a good thing, and we will see how healthy this feels at the end, and how deep a relationship can go. There are no limits for deep relationships to people, and I really think that it's a good thing when you're capable to open yourself up, to show your emotions, your struggles, of course, not just the positive things, the negative things too, your um your negative thoughts, yeah, your struggles, your negative emotions, that you just make yourself vulnerable. It's truly necessary in order to feel good relationships and to have good conversations. Even when you're talking to someone you barely know, it's a good thing. I believe it's a good thing to make yourself open and not to act like you don't have any vulnerabilities, or not to act like you don't have any kind of struggles. There are so many people I I meet, some new people, and they always want to act on me like they have no struggles and no negative emotions at all. And that's is the first struggle. So when I see someone want to act like their mind is perfect, they are happy all the time, that's the first thing about them that's not perfect. And that's the first struggle I see. But it's not a negative thing, and I treat them with respect and with love and with kindness anyways. That should be not an indicator of how you should treat them. When you see struggles on other people, when you meet people and you see struggles, maybe you see they have negative emotions or something, they have anxiety, they uh yeah, such things. When you just see someone is not perfect, it's never an indicator on how you should treat them. You should, when you see they have struggles or negative emotions or thoughts, you should never treat them as something less than you. When you treat them with respect and with love and kindness, anyways, you really feel the magic of good relationships, and you really feel how none of this matters. And you can build friendships with this, because everyone has these struggles, right? It doesn't matter if you see them in the first place or not, in your first conversations or in the first two or three or four or five. You will see them over time anyways. And that's why I truly believe we should treat people with respect and love. It doesn't matter how our first impression of them is. You can really learn to see into people, to see their emotions, even when you don't know them for that long. You can really see their emotions and the way how maybe or why they are the person they are. And if you're not see it, just ask. So many people like to tell their stories, their life stories, things they have experienced, past pains, past struggles, past successful events of their lives. People love to tell this, even people you don't know. And you can ask these questions. We always so scared of ask deep questions, asking questions about a person, but it's actually a good thing, and the people will remember this, and the people will remember you for this, because so less people are doing this. When you ask someone their life stories, maybe their struggles, their success, um, they will remember you because no one else is doing this. And yeah, just imagine someone asking you where you are coming from, what's your story. Imagine someone is so interested in you, you will remember them, of course. And I think many people, the most people, want to tell something about themselves, want to make themselves seen. And we can make people see, we can see people, we can make ourselves seen, we can just tell about ourselves. And I think the point of this video is just realize that good conversations are leading to good relationships with people, and good relationships are one of the most important things for living a happy and peaceful life. I think it's more important than material success like money. I think it's more important than the validation or love from other people. I think all we need is just the love from ourselves in the first place, and healthy and good relationships, so we can be open to the world, and the world can be open to ourselves. And I believe that's very important. So in my description, I have a link where you can book a call with me. When you maybe want to talk about this topic, about yourself, about me, about anything in the world, I would love to talk to you, and you can book a call.